Well, now we go to Liverpool. Detectives have asked us to help them find a killer who appears to be deranged. In fact, some newspapers have likened it to a Jack the Ripper crime. The facts are that someone, or conceivably several people, killed a prostitute and then mutilated her body. The victim, Linda Donaldson, was found 18 miles away at Winnick Lane near Lee. Helen Phelps takes up the story.
About a mile from Liverpool city centre is Canning Street. It's a small part of the Toxteth area, and it's the city's main red light district. Every night about 20 women are out looking for clients who circulate the area in cars. Many of the women here are on the streets for one reason: heroin. They're drug addicts and have turned to prostitution as a means of funding their needs. Linda Donaldson was one of them. She was well liked. A number of the other women and one of her regular clients have spoken to us about her.
Her mother was only 15 when she had Linda. Her father was from another country and Linda never saw him. Linda was brought up by her grandmother.
What was she like?
Very friendly, a great personality. I found her quite a lovable person and loving in return. I was her client at first, obviously, but I really do miss her.
I liked her. Everyone liked her. All the girls got on with her.
If there ever was a punter that was really bad or evil, you know, or he wanted something that kinky, she'd tell you, she'd let you know about him.
She just cared. She cared. She was that sort of person.
Linda was careful in a number of ways. She regularly visited this clinic, which was set up to prevent the spread of AIDS by distributing free needles and condoms. And she took clients home by a back alley, back Canning Street, so as not to offend neighbours.
I want somebody who walks the streets to respond.
Linda was invited to appear on the Kilroy programme a year ago and talked about this very issue.
Police in Liverpool wanted us to walk on a deserted street in front of the cathedral, and then they thought about it and others a bit more, and they put us back into the residential area.
Do you get problems with residents in Liverpool?
Well, I certainly don't walk past when someone's got kids around me. I wouldn't dream of chatting up a man right in front of kids. Not many girls will.
From 7 o'clock on the night of Monday the 17th of October, Linda was at her regular spot here on the corner of Canning Street, where she lived, and Catherine Street. She was distinctive because she always wore black. Sometime before 10 o'clock, she visited this shop in Windsor Street to buy some groceries. It was part of a normal routine. After shopping, she returned to her flat to feed her pets. She walked everywhere quickly.
Come on, love. Come on.
Linda loved animals. She had a dog and 3 cats, strays which she and her flatmate had rescued from the streets.
Where's my kiss then, eh? Hey? Yeah.
In Belgium, the trial of the British fans involved in the Heysel disaster opens in confusion. Tonight, many of them are on their way back home to Liverpool.
How much before?
By 11 o'clock, Linda was back at her usual corner. She was spotted by 2 policemen.
You are?
No.
It was a quiet night, but other women say Linda met a number of clients.
What's your name, love?
It's Tracy.
Tracy was her working name. It's vital that anyone who saw or met her that night comes forward. About 11:30, another prostitute was approached by a man whose behaviour made her uneasy.
You doing business?
Yeah?
Do you know anywhere dark?
Forget it.
No, come on.
Oh, come on, leave off, okay?
Oh, come on.
Look, I'm telling you, bug off or I'll get the police.
She was worried by the clanking in the bag, and so far police have been unable to trace him. She's compiled this video fit of him. He's described as 5 foot 11 inches tall, in his late 20s, and was wearing a white polo neck sweater. About 2 hours later, the same prostitute met Linda.
Hiya, Linda, how's it going?
It's a bit quiet.
Yeah, it is. I've just had one of those weirdos tonight.
You're joking.
Told him to get on his bike. I'm going to call it a day now, okay?
Right.
See you around.
Yeah,
Take care. Bye.
Taxi.
As she got in, she noticed Linda moving towards a dark car which was pulling into back Canning Street. who was in the car. No one else saw her alive after this. Just over 4 hours later, 18 miles away, a maroon Ford Granada Mark II was spotted parked in Winnick Lane near Lee. People in the car may have seen something, and police urgently need to speak to them. Then at lunchtime, this elderly couple pulled off the M6 at junction 22. Winnick Lane links the motorway with the A580 East Lancashire Road. They pulled in at the same place where the maroon car had been seen earlier.
We were coming from home and we were travelling up to our daughter's in the Pennines. And usually about here I get stiff. I want to usually get out and stretch my legs.
And I said to Dorothy, is that a body down there? With that I went down to look to make certain. Came back to Dorothy and said, it is a body, kid.
The body was naked. Linda had been stabbed to death and mutilated. Mr. Leaf stayed there while his wife went to fetch the police. Detective Chief Superintendent Ken Clark is in charge of the case.
We haven't been able to find a motive for the killing. It appears she was simply picked up, murdered, the body mutilated, and then dumped in this field where you see the men searching.
So where was she killed?
This again is a puzzle we haven't been able to satisfy ourselves about. It's quite obviously that the murder had plenty of room in order to carry out the killing and the mutilation. So there's somewhere between Liverpool and Winnick Lane that he has carried out the murder in plenty of light and taken his time over it. Despite appeals to the public, there's been no sign of a clothing or a handbag anywhere. And this is something that we want to find out. If anybody saw anybody acting suspiciously, such as dumping clothing or burning clothing, would the police come forward? And I appeal to anyone of the public who may have anything whatsoever, no matter how small or insignificant, it may be the vital clue that we require.
If you have any information, then call us now on 01 811 8055. Or you can ring the incident room direct on Liverpool 708 7277. That's 051, the code for Liverpool, 708 7277.